Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Tarot Thursday. I'm your host, Reverend Mary Hawk, and with me is Reverend Don.
Hello.
And we are here to do 3-card, more or less, drawings when you post your questions in chat.
Yes.
So, if you have a question, go ahead and post it for us. And we've certainly had an interesting week, haven't we, here in those of us in the US?
Yes, we have.
Do we want to start by doing a reading about the future of our country in the next month,
We
say?
can do that. And hello to
And
Cyan.
hi, Cyan. So let's do a reading for our country and then we'll do one for Cyan. Hey, Renee, good to see you.
Hello, Renee.
Well, for the future of the US, let's see here. Ooh, this is interesting. So the first one I've got is the Five of Pentacles, which suggests that we might be dealing with limited resources. Then this what made me say interesting. I got the Fool,
Yes.
which is suggesting the start of a new cycle, followed by the Eight of Cups, which says anything we're afraid of is not as bad as what we think it might be.
And I got completely different cards, but they say largely the same thing.
Interesting.
First one is the Nine of Swords, which is the Ghastly Nightmare card. And that means that what you're afraid of must be dealt with. It is there, it will happen. But if you deal with it, it will be easier to deal with than you expect. It's like a nightmare. The most dangerous thing is falling out of the bed trying to get away from it. And in terms of the situation, you'll hurt yourself more by trying to avoid it than by facing it directly. It's followed by the Chariot, which says, like it or not, it's all going forward. But it's followed by the Ten of Cups, which is happy family. And so I don't know that I would want to be too certain the happy family comes within just the next month. Maybe it does, but it implies an ending that many people will be happy with after everything has gone forward and the nightmare has been lived. So there you go.
There you go. Well, that's better than I would have thought a month ago.
Mm-hmm. So
Well,
now, reading for
Cyan said,
Cyan.
what's next for me professionally? Alrighty, we will get shuffled up here. Okay. So the first card I've got for you is the Ace of Wands. Wands are about passion, and the ace is the essence of that. So this is talking about moving your career in a direction that you are passionate about. Then I've got the Ace of Cups. Cups are around our emotions. So taking these two together, moving it in the direction of something that you are passionate about, something that you really love doing. And finally, I've got the Tower. I almost said the power. So I'm going to say that that's a Freudian slip. So you're looking at a major change, but taken all together, I'm going to say you're looking at moving your career into something totally new and changing, but it's going to be a direction that you're really going to enjoy.
So the three cards I have drawn are the King of Cups first, which is happiness. And what I'm going to say is that what's coming for you next professionally is going to be very focused on your happiness. It's going to be important to follow your heart, follow your passion, follow what you want um, as you move forward. Another person is going to be very important in helping you with this. It may be a partner in the sense of a business partner. It may be someone who is advising or helping you in some way, but another person's assistance will be important. And then the third card is the Two of Cups, which also is about a relationship with another person that will be helping you in some way professionally to move forward. This one may or may not be a romantic partner, but it's certainly someone who would be very close to you. So I think you're going to find yourself working very closely with at least one other person in moving forward. And it's very important you pay attention to your emotions and make sure that you're doing what makes your heart happy as you go forward. And if you do that, we'll draw a little card.
The Brian card.
The Brian card. So I've drawn two cards. The first one is the Four of Swords. It's followed by the Prince of Cups. And the Four of Swords says that if you do this, you're going to be in a more restful situation. You're going to be able to recover somewhat from whatever you might need to recover from. And then you'll find yourself more able to express yourself, more able to do the things that you're wanting to do. So again, you're going to be moving into a situation that will make you much happier with what you're doing. And there you go.
And next, Renee has asked for a general reading. So, first card I've got for you, Renee, is the Three of Cups. So here we see a party. It's a time of celebration. So things are going to go well. You're going to have things to celebrate, spend time with family and friends. I have the Queen of Lamps for you. And this card indicates that you need to work your situation within what you already have. You've got the tools you need. And finally, I've got the Emperor. And the Emperor is talking about the cycles of time and making the most of what is coming to you within this cycle. So I would say this is overall a favorable reading. And I need a tissue, so I am going to step off camera for just a second.
Okay, so I had an escapee, and we'll come back to the escapee, but the cards that I've drawn are again the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords says that Whatever you're afraid of in this time period, you are going to have to deal with. However, if you deal with it directly, it will be easier to deal with than you anticipate. With that, we have the soul, which says that this is a time that's very important to your soul's growth. It's very, very important to your reasons for being in this world. Stay connected to your spirituality, listen to your higher guidance. Um, because facing that fear, whatever that fear may be, whatever it is that you're worried about, is an important part of your soul's growth. And then it's followed by the Ace of Coins, which is money. So I would say that you're coming to a more financially prosperous situation after dealing with those things. And then the escapee was the Nine of Cups. And as you may have heard me say many times, the Nine of Cups is the best card in the deck and also the worst card in the deck. Because this is the card of getting what you've asked for, getting what you want. Therefore, it's very, very important to make sure you know what you want. Um, and as long as you're clear on what you want to get, you're going to get it. If you are deceiving yourself about what you want, well, you'll get what you really want, but it may not be what you think you want. So make sure your feelings are clear. Make sure that your understanding is clear, and what you're hoping for should come to you. And there you go.
Okay, and next we have Raven Picks, who says, "Do you see the rest of the month going better for me?" And Cyan, you are very welcome.
Yes, indeed.
Pollen. Ugh. Okay, well, the first card I've got for you, Raven, is the King of Lamps. And the King of Lamps is saying to apply prayer and meditation to your situation. I have the Queen of Lamps, who's also saying to use what you already have in your current situation, or you have the tools you need. And then I have the Soul, which indicates you are in a situation where you are learning a lot of important lessons. And I'm going to pull one more card for you. And I have the Eight of Wands, which indicates things are going to move for you very quickly this month. So I would say in your current situation, you do have, if things are seeming hard right now, it's because you have a lot of lessons Spirit is teaching you. So if you are open to what Spirit is teaching you and learning that, things will be easier, is the advice I can give you, and things will move faster if you're open to that.
My first card is the Tower. And talking about movement, I would expect that Raven Picks should have quite a bit of movement coming. I do not interpret the Tower as a negative card, nor do I interpret it as a positive card. I interpret it as change, development, evolution. So the situation that you're currently in, I believe the question was, is the rest of the month going to be better? It's definitely going to be different. Um, Look for sudden and serious changes in your situation. They lead to the Three of Wands, which is a card of celebration and success. So, yes, I would say it's going to be better. At the same time, it's followed by the Nine of Wands, which is a card of waiting. So you don't expect it to all be better overnight. There may be some waiting to get exactly where you want to be, but I would expect some serious changes happening that move you forward towards it, and pretty quickly. And then I drew the Brian card and I drew the body. And what that says, it can mean different things. One of the things it means is make sure you're enjoying your life, make sure you're doing the things you need to get. Do not let your concerns displace your self care. So this is a good card for self care. It's a card for taking care of your needs. So while you're dealing with all those situations, make sure that you're also taking good care of yourself. And yeah, I would look for a lot of change and moving forward. And just have a little patience as it takes its route to get there. And there we go.
And you are welcome, Raven Pix and Renee. And now, Black Crystal asks, what is my financial future in the next few months? So I've got the Six of Wands, which is about achieving what you want to achieve. I have Strength, which is being in a position to manage any obstacles that do come up. And I have the Ace of Wands, which is about doing what you're passionate about. So I would say overall, things are looking good for you in the next 6 months.
I have drawn the Four of Lamps, the King of Cups, the Princess of Cups, and there was an escapee. So let me retrieve my escapee. There we are. This escapee went a good long way, but the escapee is the Prince of Swords. So, what do I take from that? The Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is realizing the need for change and development and seeking guidance for that. So I think that you're going to find that you're in a place where you're looking for the answers to the questions that you're dealing with in terms of that financial future and getting the answers. Um, it's also looking for greater freedom than you currently have. It's followed by the King of Cups, which is happiness. So yeah, I would say that you not only should get those answers, but your financial situation should be pretty good in these next few months. Not to say it won't take work, but it will be good. It's followed by the Princess of Swords, and the Princess of Swords may be the work. The Princess of Swords is careful communication and diplomacy. One of the ways I often describe that is be careful to make sure that you say everything that needs to be said and that you don't say what does not need to be said. Pay attention to your communications. Your communications will be important to your finances during this time period. Last card, Prince of Swords. The Prince of Swords is the card of healthy selfishness. And it says that in this situation, make sure that you are pursuing what you need and that you're getting what you need from the situation. It's not the time to be worried about everybody else. It's time to be worried about yourself. And if you do that, you'll have a good outcome. And there you go.
Okay. And Raven Pick says thank you and good evening to Lucas and hello to Legina. And Morgane asks, will my health improve soon?
I can't say the cards are not excited tonight. Okay, so first card is the King of Lamps. The King of Lamps is meditation, self knowledge, paying attention to your inner leadings, paying attention to your spiritual connection, staying connected. First thing. Followed by death. Now, the death card is not normally associated with physical death, it's change. Um, However, since it's a health question, I, uh, I will urge you not to make any assumptions from the death card. But it does say your situations are going to change, whatever it is that you're asking in terms of your health situation. Um, let me look at the actual question. Will your health improve? Yes, I would say that this would be a sign that it will improve, that it will change from what it is now. It's followed by the Four of Wands. Four of Wands um, is celebration and community, so you will be happy in celebrating the changes that are coming. Um, we had an SKP. The SKP was the Queen of Coins, which is about money. Um, so I would be inclined to say your health situation will improve, but it may be financially taxing. So try to deal with that in the most effective way that you can. Um, but yeah, may come with some financial challenges. And there you go.
So the first two cards I pulled were Death and the Ten of Wands. So, again, death is about change. And I agree with Reverend Don. This shows a big change in your situation. With the Ten of Wands showing that right now you are feeling very, very stuck. So, I agree your health is going to improve. And the last card I drew was the Seven of Lamps. And here we see a woman doing a ritual bath under the full moon. And with this card, it's about letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore. So I think this card really represents what, at least part of what you need to do to regain your health is to look at what doesn't serve you anymore. What do you need to let go of? What are the habits you're going to have to give up? And what habits do you need to replace them with to regain your health? Because you definitely need to make some lifestyle changes to get there. It's not going to happen unless you put some work in. So do consider what you need to release in order to regain your health. So I hope that's helpful, Morgaine.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, and then Legina says, hello, this is my first time here. So many questions. My concern is, will I meet my health goals in the next 6 months?
Okay.
All righty. And then after Legina's question, we are going to pause for a word from our sponsor. And this time I had the escapee. Two escapees, goodness.
See, cards are excited.
Yeah, my cards are, it's like they're waking up. Oh, we're doing Tarot Thursday now, are we? Okay, so the first card I pull is the Five of Pentacles, which suggests you need to be careful with your resources. So this is usually around material resources. It could even be perhaps how you spend your energy. You've got the Five of Swords, which indicates some kind of conflict. So again, be careful with your resources. Then I've got the Seven of Pentacles here, which says you have some choices to make around your health or achieving your health. Now, one of my escapees is the Ten of Wands. And this means you've been feeling stuck in a situation that just wasn't ready to move, but that is coming to an end. And finally, I've got mind. And this means there is some information about your situation that you need to uncover. You need to do some more research on your health issues. I'm going to pull the Brian card, and I got the Six of Swords. So this is about a journey. And I feel like rather than a physical journey, it represents a journey on you improving your health. But with the mind card, I feel like you need to get some more information about what you need to do in order to get to where you need to be.
The cards that I have drawn are first the Prince of Pentacles, the Prince of Coins, and the Prince of Coins is slow but steady growth. So I would say that you're headed in the right direction and you are making progress, maybe not as fast as you want, but you're making progress and you should appreciate the progress that you're making. With it is the King of Lamps. The King of Lamps is meditation, spiritual connection, working within yourself. So I would say that part of meeting your health goals during this next 6 months is also doing the internal work that may go with them. That may be shadow work, it may just be general meditation, but make sure you're working internally as well as externally. And then we have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is past influences. And I would say that in order to meet your health goals, there's going to be something from your past that you're going to want to apply to your present. It may be something you've done in the past, it could be advice you have followed in the past, could be talking to someone that you have known in the past who can give you some good advice. But something from the past will influence the present. And again, it's slow but steady development. I'm going to draw one more card for you, which is what makes Mary always say more or less 3 cards. And I've drawn the Prince of Cups. And the Prince of Cups is self-expression. So I'm going to say to you that part of meeting your health goals in the next 6 months is doing that internal work and making sure you express yourself and don't repress your feelings. Do not deny your feelings. Make sure that you are expressing yourself in the world, and you'll find everything else will flow more easily for that. And that is my advice to you.
Okay, we are going to pause for a word from our sponsor because we love our sponsor and we do need our sponsor to help cover the costs of keeping us on the air or the social media.
Yes.
And thank you to our sponsor, Equinox Learning Hub. They have a wonderful homeschooling program.
Yes, indeed.
And before we move on, we've got several questions about the deck we're using. You
Yeah.
want to talk about that, Reverend Don?
Yes, this is the Tarot of Hecate. I designed this deck back in the 1980s. Um, Originally, it was designed as a black and white tarot deck, which had to do with the way that things were printed back in the 80s. But we actually brought it out in the early 2000s as a color deck. So when you look at the cards, you will see that they have a strong black outline, which dates to the point at which they were a black and white illustration. But then they've been colored, what, 20, 30 years later? Um, and we're currently waiting on a new shipment of them from a new company, which we're hoping will be here before the end of summer. We'll see what happens. Um, that particular order has been vastly delayed, but there's a lot going on in the world at present for things like printing tarot cards. But that's the deck that we use, and yeah, it is my design, and it's also part of the larger Infinite Tarot deck, which includes aspects of things like rune cards and numerology cards and astrology cards and all kinds of extensions. And then I see that
Yeah.
Legina asks, how does this work? Do I pay for a reading? And the answer is no, we just come on and do readings. But if you want a longer reading, we are both available, and a few other people are available as well. And you can
And
learn more at divinationtv.com.
yes, if you want to book a private reading with us, you can do so at divinationtv.com. Okay, and you are welcome, Morgane. And let's see, I think Anissa was next. Let me scroll back up through chat. And yeah, LG Fish, are y'all waiting for questions? Yes, if you have a question for us, post it in chat on whatever platform you are watching on, and we will see it here. So we got a question from Anissa next, and then we've got one from SWAT Fan. So, Anissa asks, will my uncle get a job by Halloween? All righty. We can always apply at Spirit Halloween.
That would probably be fun.
Okay, it was a bad joke. And suddenly my computer decided to tell me that YouTube is using my microphone. Well, yeah, I know that.
Is it just me, or did my light change somehow when we went to commercial?
Yeah, it something has changed.
But nothing happened. It's very odd. So anyway, I have drawn the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups, as I was saying earlier, is both the best and the worst card in the deck, because it's the card of getting what you actually want. So in terms of your uncle getting a job by Halloween, it depends on whether he really wants one or not. If he wants one, the answer is absolutely yes. With it, we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is feeling held down or held back by situations, feeling oppressed by situations. And I would question if maybe he doesn't feel like the kind of jobs that he is having are really what he wants. If maybe he feels like he is in situations that he's really not happy with, in which case he needs to change what he's looking for to something that better meets his desire. And then we have the moon. And the moon is magic and psychism and spell work and all that good stuff. And it says the way for him to get the job that he wants, not just a job, but the job that he wants, um, is by doing the spiritual things, whether that's prayer or magic or however he expresses his spirituality. He should look to that to help move him forward. Then I also have two escapees. And the two escapees are the Nine of Wands and the body. And the Nine of Wands is waiting. So, yeah, my inclination is to say that he will have the job by Halloween, but it's not going to be immediate. And the body says that he needs to take care of himself, take care of his physical needs, and make sure he's getting some enjoyment out of all this. It may be in his mind that having a job is not about enjoyment, but he'll be much happier and he'll get it much faster if he looks for something he will in fact enjoy. And there you go.
So the first card I've got is the High Priestess. And so this is also saying to invoke deity, invoke spirit guides, but definitely call upon divine aid in searching for a job. The next card I've got is the Five of Pentacles, which is suggesting a lack of resources. So I think he's definitely feeling constrained right now. But then I've got the King of Swords, which indicates being in a good position by careful planning. So I'm going to say he needs to consider carefully what he wants in terms of a job, and then where to apply, who to network with in order to get that job, because a lot of times, really, you find a good job by networking with people you know. So if he thinks it over and plans carefully, I think he can get the job he wants by Halloween, but it's going to involve spiritual work and some careful planning. So I hope that's helpful.
And now, Swack Fan.
And Swack Fan has asked for a general reading. And hello to Pooja. And yes, if you would like a reading, Pooja, go ahead and post your question in chat. And after Slack Fan, Lucas has a question about their spiritual practice. Is it Pooja or Puya?
So the first card I have drawn is the Seven of Coins. Seven of Coins is considering the future, considering possibilities, looking at many different options, maybe not having yet made a decision, but having that decision in front of you. It's followed by Justice. Justice says that the more you put into that situation and all of your situations, the more you're going to get out of them. And, on one hand, you might say, Well, isn't that always the case? And the answer is no, it's not always the case. Sometimes you can work on something and work on it and work on it and work on it, and it never goes anywhere. In this case, the work you put in will be repaid. So it's um, well worth your focus and your effort. And then we have the universe, which is a very happy, positive outcome. So what I would say is that you're going to find yourself in the immediate future really kind of looking between a number of different alternatives to find your way. Um, put your effort into finding the right path and pursuing it, and it's going to go very well. And I will draw a Brian card for you because what's life without a Brian card? And then I'll draw another one because, of course, I will. So the one that I drew is the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is not a particularly happy card, but that might speak to as you're looking at these different options. Um, you might find yourself not happy until you've made the choice. So I think that's what the Five of Cups is saying here, but with it is the Seven of Swords. You can see in the picture the Seven of Swords is a man who has been climbing uphill in his battle. And you may feel a little bit like you're climbing uphill in your battle also, but as the cards were saying earlier, the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. So climb that hill. Think of Kate Bush and go up that hill. And there you go.
So the first card I've got for you is Justice. And so you are going to reap the rewards of something you have been working towards for a long time. Then I've got the Princess of Wands. So you are holding back somehow. You're not expressing something you need to express, or in some way you're holding yourself back and not doing something as fully as you could. And that is stifling you in some way. And then I've got Soul. So right now you are being taught some important life lessons. Now I'm going to pull one more card, a Brian card for you. Hey Pooja, this reading is for Swak Fan, and I've got the Ace of Pentacles. So you're going to see things improve on the material realm. As you master the lessons you need to right now. So I hope you find that helpful. And the next reading we've got is for Lucas. And Lucas asked for some insight into their spiritual practice. Let me get shuffled up here. And you're very welcome, Swak Fan.
Well, I will have to say that I definitely drew spiritual cards for a spiritual question.
All righty.
Doesn't always go that way.
I have drawn all pentacles when someone asked about their love life, but what did you get?
So the first card is Fortune. So in terms of your spiritual practice, look for guidance or help from spirit to becoming. Fortune is a gift from spirit, a gift from fate. And so you may find that the answers that you may be looking for in your spiritual practice are simply coming to you. It may not um, be something you need to look for so much as something you simply need to be open to. It's followed by the veil. The veil is needless worry or concern about material things. So I would say, while working with your spiritual practice, make sure you're not letting your daily life overwhelm it or take your attention away from it. And then it's followed by judgment or enlightenment. And um, this is getting what you have worked for. So I would say, in terms of your spiritual practice, I would look for some significant advances coming. I would just, my only word of warning would be to make sure that you do not let your spiritual life be dominated by worry about physical matters. So when you're meditating or whatever you may be doing spiritually, focus only on that and leave your everyday life in your everyday life. And I think you'll find that things are going to move forward very nicely spiritually. And there you go.
Okay, well, the first card I have for you is the Queen of Lamps, and in this deck, Lamps is the suit of spirituality. And the Queen says is talking about working within what you already have, or essentially, you already have the tools you need for your spiritual practice. I also have the Five of Pentacles, which is coming up in most of my readings tonight. And the Five of Pentacles talks about being careful with your resources. And in terms of your spirituality, I would say it goes along with the Queen in that you have the resources you need and you do not need to like go out and buy a whole bunch of new things. And I have the Princess of Wands. And so, and when the Princess of Wands comes up, frequently we are holding ourselves back in some way. So I'm going to draw a Brian card for you, and I've got the King of Swords. It's just talking about victory through careful planning. So, in terms of your spiritual journey, this would be the time to set a goal if you don't have one. Are you following a set path? Is there something you're striving to reach? So, I hope you find that helpful.
And we have a question from the official ambassador who says, "Hi, which one of you is most likely to end up in prison someday?" And that's an easy question to answer. It will be Mary, because Mary does a prison ministry, and she will be visiting there every month. Thank you for asking.
I'm glad you find that helpful, Lucas.
Yes.
And you must be psychic, Don, because I was about to say the same thing. And hello to Jade. Good to see you.
Yes, indeed.
And let me scroll back and see where we are. Next is Pooja. And Pooja, you actually asked two questions. You asked about Vinay's feelings for you, and you asked for a general reading. Since there are two of us, one of us could take one question and one the other.
We
And
can
I
do
can
that.
take, go ahead.
Yeah, we could do that. I can take the general if you want to take the other one.
Yeah, I was going to say I can take Vinay's fillings for puja and you can take the general.
Okay.
Okay, so for Vinay's fillings, now the first card I've got is the Prince of Lamps. This is really not a good card for a love reading because the Prince of Lamps indicates that you're looking for something that is just not good for you. Then I've got the Queen, or I'm sorry, the Nine of Swords, the Ghastly Nightmare card, which means you're looking at a situation that you're afraid of or you're not happy about. So, really, I think you probably know the truth here. I, I don't see a good outcome with Vinay. The last card I've got is the Queen of Cups, which indicates someone who is happy in their life, in their relationships. So I don't see a good outcome with Vinay. What I do see is you're better off without Vinay. Even if that hurts in the short term, and I would just say there are many, many, many people in the world, and Vinay is only one of them.
So I have drawn
So,
for general reading for puja the Queen of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. So from the Queen of Wands is really satisfaction. It's a card of happiness, of being pleased with what you have, of being in a good place. Um, so I would say puja should find themselves overall in the immediate future in a pretty good happy place. The Hierophant says that there's a lot of spiritual communication going on. Puja may or may not be consciously aware of it, may or may not be consciously listening to it, but it's going on. So listen for the voice of spirit, listen for spirit in your life, it is there. And the hermit is the ability to do really whatever you want to do. The hermit is personal ability, personal responsibility too. So I would say that you should find yourself able and equal to whatever tasks you want to undertake during this period. I am going to draw a Brian card for you. And I've drawn the Princess of Wands. The Princess of Wands basically says that all the tools are there, you're just not quite ready to move forward yet. So be patient, let it take its time, and know that it's coming. And again, everything around you in the immediate future looks pretty good, but there's a lot more coming in that future, a little farther out. And there you go.
so I hope that is helpful. And we are coming up on the top of the hour. The last question we were asked from LG Fish I don't know if this is a question the cards can answer easily, but I'm trying to find or narrow down where my late grandmother's necklace might be. I know it's not lost for good, I just don't know where to start looking. Would welcome ideas. If not enough time, no worries.
Well, that's not, at least in um, this format. That's not really a good question for tarot cards. Although there are ways to approach it, but we can draw cards for it and see what
I'm
they have to
willing,
say.
yeah, I'm willing to draw some cards and see if we can give you any hints
Yes.
because I certainly understand wanting to find your grandmother's necklace. I've got,
Yeah.
and I know Don does too, some family pieces of jewelry
No, this is
that are
true.
very important to me. Well, I've got the Four of Lamps, which says you need to look harder. Did you get the Four of Lamps?
I did.
Got the Seven of Cups, which is having many options. And I've got the Seven of Swords, which says you're going to have to work to find it.
So I have the Nine of Cups, which has come up a number of times this evening, and it is the wish card. And it says that what you wish for is what you're going to get. So if you're truly focused on finding it, you will find it. With it is the Ace of Swords, which says that there is one or more important decisions involved in finding this. Um, I don't know quite what that would mean, but you're going to find some decisions that are going to be very important for this. The Four of Lamps again is considering what you need to do to bring it about. So yeah, it's going to take a little thought to find it. But finally, we have the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is spirituality. So I would say that in addition to thinking your way through it, you also consult your spiritual sources and see if they will be helpful to you. But with the Wish card as the first card, I do agree with you. You will find it.
My other thought is that if you work with a pendulum or if you're willing to work with a pendulum, that might be the most useful tool for you to work with in finding it.
That would be a better tool than tarot cards. Although, if we had lots if we had lots of time, we could look at different rooms and so forth with tarot cards. But a pendulum would be faster.
Yeah, especially you could move room to room within your dwelling and ask the pendulum, is it in this room?
Yeah, and it will do that.
And
Oh,
LG Fish says suspicious. Yes, I do have one. Or auspicious.
yes, auspicious, a whole different word.
And Neon Cicada, love the name, by the way, because I love cicadas. We do not see the cards as they truly are, but rather as we are. Oh, and
Well,
our
I think that
friend who asked about who was going to prison, says to Reverend Don's answer, "Yikes, okay, okay, sort of an easy way out." Well, it's the truth. I've done prison ministry for many, many years. Before I started Tarot Thursday, honestly. So there we
Yeah.
go.
And Large Fish says, "Ah, okay. Best if I am physically in the room with the pendulum when I try. Then that would be a good way to do it. Yes."
I would start with in any room you think it might be in, just asking yes or no, is it here? And then perhaps trying different areas of the room once you know where it is. The downside to working with the pendulum is you are going to play 20 questions with it.
Very cool. And good luck in finding the necklace.
Yes, I certainly hope you can locate it quickly. You might start by asking, is it in your house or apartment or whatever? And we are at the end of our hour. So, Reverend Don, would you close us out with a prayer, please?
Absolutely. Divine Mother, Father, we ask you to be with us, to guide us as we go forward. Beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we rejoice in this walk we walk together, and we ask you to give us the guidance that we need in going forward through divination, through meditation, through all the means that are available. And beloved Mother Goddess, beloved Father God, beloved ancestors, we thank you with great love, and knowing you are always with us, still from respect, we thank you for your presence, and may you be blessed now and always. And may you be blessed now and always also.
And thank you so much for joining us. I will be back next Thursday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern. I believe Reverend Brian will be with me next week. So, everyone, have a great week and blessed be.